Really weird in 2017. It's getting really strange across the flat plane in 2017. What's with the media frenzy all of a sudden? All these basketball players want to come out as flat earthers, but they don't want to say where they learned the information, and they don't want to give any actual proofs. You have Shaq, an NBA Hall of Famer, a legend, right? The most dominant big man who ever played basketball. Comes out, says the earth is flat, right? But he doesn't say where he learned this information from. He doesn't give any names as to who told him this information. He doesn't give any proofs. I find it all very strange that the best Shaq could come up with was, I drove across from New York to LA and the shit was flat. Man, I drove my car from New York to LA and then I went to Seattle and then I went down back to LA and then I went back to New York, man, and the shit was flat. Yes, Shaq, so how come you didn't tell anybody about, like, the video 200 proofs the earth isn't a spinning ball? How come you didn't tell anybody about some guy named Matt Boylan, who's an artist who told us that the earth as a ball is artificial? You didn't mention any of those guys. You didn't mention the flat earth asshole. You didn't mention anybody who might have told you about the flat earth. So, you also didn't mention any proofs. You didn't say, like, oh, well, I could see Chicago, across Lake Michigan. No, he didn't say nothing as far as proof related goes, or as far as any individuals who we might have learned about flat earth from. Which you think someone would bring that up the first time they proclaim to the world that the earth is flat. Hey world, I'm an NBA legend. I'm about to come out as a flat earther, and guess what? I drove to New York and LA and Seattle, and that shit was flat. Really, dude? That's it? That's what we get from you, Shaq? Come on, man. Somebody had to have told you about this. There has to be some videos you watched, some certain proof that really convinced you for you to come to this remarkable conclusion. You had to have had something hit home, and it had to have been better than you driving across the country. Because when you drive across the country, the earth is bumpy. It's not curving downward, but it's bumpy. It's not like completely flat. That shouldn't be the only reason you came to this conclusion. So I find it very strange. You got two high-profile athletes come out and they don't really bring up any proofs or any individuals where they might have learned this information from. Very strange. And now Shaq's all over the news. Today and yesterday just blew up. He's, trending. So I think these athletes and celebrities are going to be used to pull the flat earth topic away from actual research and make it like a cool, hip, trendy thing to do. Ooh, he came out as the flat earther so he could be trending. He doesn't really believe it. He just wanted to be in the news. Yeah, I see what's going on. We're gonna use these celebrities to try to derail the flat earth movement. They're gonna have these athletes and certain celebrities come out as flat earthers. They aren't gonna bring up anybody except possibly the controlled flat earthers, which I'm not going to bring up any names because I don't do that. But yes, I do believe there are controlled opposition flat earthers, YouTube content creators who aren't completely 100% legit. However, I don't bring up their names because I don't like to give energy to those people. But eventually all these people are going to expose themselves, just like these athletes and celebrities are going to expose themselves. And I think what we might see is somebody like Shaq get schooled by Neil deGrasse Tyson on TV, right? Schooled in quotes, right? Neil deGrasse will school somebody like Shaq about the globe, and then Shaq will be like, oh, yeah, but I drove from New York to LA to Seattle. And then Neil spit some fire and drop a mic on the floor, and Shaq will be like, well, when you put it like that, maybe it's not flat. And then Shaq will be all over the news again. Shaq says it's not flat, and he was just joking, right? So the minute one of these assholes flip-flops on us, right, goes the other way, makes the whole movement just look stupid and silly. We gotta watch out. We all gotta keep our eyes open for what might be going on in this movement. There are a lot of people I notice like, yay, Shaq came out as a flat earther, isn't that awesome? It's like, except that he didn't bring up any proofs. It would have been really awesome if he'd have been like, oh, we should see 8 inches per mile when you squared a mile, and I could clearly see Mount Diablo from 50 miles away. I mean, there should have been something that Shaq said that resonates with knowing flat earth in your heart and bringing it up to everyone, that you should have something to say, something solid besides, man, I drove my car. It bothers me. It doesn't look right, doesn't smell right, doesn't sound right. Shit don't taste right, man. I can taste bad flat earth vibes in my mouth on this whole thing. Oh, and here's another thing. My Shaq video, like I put up the same 2-minute Shaq interview, and I put up pictures of him being a Mason and some questions about whether the flat earth is being let out on purpose. And my video got stuck. It went straight up to 3,699 views and got stuck. And I went to bed 12 hours later after I ate breakfast. I checked it, still stuck at that same number. I went on YouTube, I said, hey, it's stuck at 3,699. 3,699. It's been stuck there. And they all go watch it. People on YouTube, on Facebook who are my friends, they go watch it. They come back and say, you're right, it didn't go up. And oh shit, Jake, I got unsubbed from your channel again. Yeah, people are getting unsubbed from my channel, and then my video freezes up at 3,699. It's fucking weird, man. And my video happens to be the one where I have images of Shaq being a Mason, and I ask questions about the flat earth being let out on purpose by Masons, and my video happens to get stuck at 3,699. Meanwhile, you have other flat earthers uploading the same clip, and it's just going up and up and up and up, and it's like, okay, weird shit, man. I don't like to sound like I'm paranoid, like, oh, they personally froze my video and stuck it on like a Masonic number 3699. You flipped the 9s upside down and you got 3666, right? So you start thinking like that, it makes you sound like you're a paranoid idiot. But it is strange, you guys. This whole thing's strange, and I just needed to make an old school style video where I just walk around and rant about it. This is how I started. When I got started making videos, I just walked around and ranted, ranted in my living room. And then eventually I got better at editing, and I started editing. I got better at editing, and I started adding in more visual material. So now I'm going old school, just spewing. Because sometimes this is how I need to say what I need to say, as quick and as directly to the audience as I can say it. Shit's getting weird, y'all. I think flat earth might be let out on purpose in sort of a controlled fashion. Man, I don't trust that map. The AE map, don't trust it. As I said in my video against Cool Hard Logic, testing globetards, I said, I don't agree with that map. I don't think it's 100% legit. You know why? Same reason I can't say the globe is legit. I've never been up and seen the globe with my own eyes, and I know that water doesn't curve. Thing about that map, it's flat, so that's good, because the earth is flat, so when the map is flat, that matches. But as far as in all the continents being lined up as the AE map has them, and then there being an ice wall, I've never been up there and seen that. Have you? Have you been up that high to see all the continents in that exact location on the AE map surrounded by an ice wall? Sure, there are pictures of ice, but are there pictures of a whole wall surrounding us all? We have to wonder where this map came from. Who says that it's 100% legit? Which of these flat earthers is out there saying, yes, the AE map is 100% legit. Yes, there definitely is an ice wall. Yes, there definitely is a dome. Have you seen? Have you touched the dome? No, you haven't been there? Have you circumnavigated the whole ice wall? Because if there's a crack or two in that ice wall that goes somewhere else, then it doesn't completely surround us. What if it's only a little bit of ice and more fucking water and more land? More water and more land for like as far as you can imagine. Maybe it doesn't go forever, but maybe it goes about as far as you can imagine what forever is. Just more water and more land and more ice. More suns, more moons. We don't know. That's the thing, we don't know. And I have to wonder, I'm about to blow everyone's mind here, I hope, and I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. But but these feathers need to be ruffled. I've been keeping my mouth shut about this for a while, but here it goes. We have to wonder if what we're stuck in with the AE map, ice wall, dome, is Flat Earth Society Phase 2. Flat Earth Society, as we know, is a controlled opposition group to make Flat Earth seem crazy, so anyone on the fence who goes to look at it, comes across Flat Earth Society possibly, says the Earth is rising upward to account for gravity. And they're like, whoa, that's stupid. This whole Flat Earth thing is just retarded. And that's what that Flat Earth Society is designed for, as we all know. Now, what about the smart ones who slip through and say, the Earth is not rising, there's no such thing as gravity, Earth is motionless, it's definitely flat, you're not tricking me. Then maybe they say, okay, Flat Earth Society Phase 2. You got it. It is flat. It is motionless. So here's your new map. Here's your new map, and guess what? You're surrounded by an ice wall, buddy. Oh yeah, and if you think about exploring, there might also be a dome on top of you. We don't know these things, y'all. We don't know. And there's somebody right now going, whoa, but Captain Cook, Admiral Byrd circumnavigated. You weren't on that voyage. You weren't on the ship. You don't know what the hell they saw. Okay? All these voyages happened a long time ago, and you weren't there. Neither was I. And so we have to wonder, Flat Earth Society Phase 2, they give you a controlled map that's not correct. They give you a barrier, ice wall, that might not even be real. They might even give you another barrier, dome, which might not also be real. I mean, and then dome, they always have it just right over the top of just this little earth pond. Well, what if the dome if there is a dome, but it's way bigger and way more huge, and it goes way farther, and there is more land and more worlds and a dome, but it's just way bigger. Instead, they want to maybe give us a controlled one, a little tiny dome. Like, no, you're in a snow globe now, and here's your new map. It's like, right away in that video, testing globetards, I'm like, nope, I don't trust that map 100%. I've never mapped out all the countries, and that ruffled a lot of feathers of the globetard camp, because then they're like, hey, all you flat earthers need to get together and make a map that you consider accurate. It's like, you want me to go out and map the world? They're like, yeah, flat earth asshole, if you don't think the AE map is right, then go map the world and show us your own map, stupid. Like, okay, now I have to go map the world myself? Okay. They're like, yeah, you and all your flat tart buddies get together and make your own map. I'm like, okay. Hey, what are you guys doing next Saturday? You want to get together and map out the world? Yeah, all my Flat Earth subscribers. How about next Saturday we all meet up and we map out the world? How hard could it be? So as you can see, I got a lot on my mind. I just need to rant about it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna say that there's an ice wall for sure. I'm not gonna say that the Earth is infinite for sure. I'm not gonna say that there's no ice wall for sure. I'm not gonna say anything for sure. I'm always gonna be the guy to say maybe there's an ice wall, maybe there's a dome, maybe there's a little of both. We don't know. And that's what I want to get at. We don't know, so don't make absolute claims. Because I see a lot of flat earthers saying, there's an ice wall that surrounds us. Are you sure? Have you been there? Are you going on Admiral Byrd's word? The bird is the word is what you're going to go. You're just going to, whatever that guy said. Yeah, I have a map. Yeah, the map is a cartoon too. The map is art. They could have took a globe, flattened it out at the North Pole, and it's still wrong. And then they said, all right, anyone who figures out it's flat, we'll hand them this new train. The joy of living next to a train. So they could have just took the globe, which is wrong, smash it down at the North Pole, and give us a map that's also wrong, and say, all right, anyone who figures out it's flat, we hand them this fake-ass map that's kind of correct. It's correct enough to trick people. I mean, I gotta be honest, Australia looks kind of wonky down there at the bottom of that AE map. How do we even know Australia's really that shape and that it's really right there? Damn train, shut up. Ugh. Right when I get going, I have to deal with the damn loud, noisy ass train. Okay, I think he's gone. All right, so let me regain myself here. So we all got to keep our eyes open. Don't go making absolute statements. The only absolutes we should make is that water doesn't curve. Water is definitely not curving. And the earth is motionless. Those two are concrete. Walk around with your chest puffed out like, yeah, curvature doesn't exist. You can defeat anybody as far as curvature not existing and the earth not spinning. And that's my two favorite arguments in my versus videos to stick to, because nobody can defeat me or any flat earther there as long as you know your stuff. Curvature doesn't exist, but they can still trick us with fake maps that we haven't seen, fake stories of barriers, such as an ice wall that you haven't been to and circumnavigated, or a dome. And somebody will say, well, Jake, haven't you seen that video where the rocket ship goes up and goes bonk and hits the dome? It's not quite as verifiable as the curvature not existing, okay? I need a little more than a rocket ship going up and blowing up or going bonk. Like, that doesn't quite do it for me as far as irrefutable proof, the same way as curvature has been irrefutably proven to not exist, and the Earth's motion irrefutably proven to not exist. So those are two things I stick with. If anyone says, do you believe there's a dome? I say, I don't know. They say, do you believe there's an ice wall? I say, there's some ice, but I don't know how far it goes and if it surrounds us. And that's the way I think. I don't want to say we all got to be like me, but we got to watch out with these absolute statements, because you go making an absolute statement and then that gets debunked, right? Then suddenly, oh, well, everything you believe is bunk. Do you guys remember when the whole silicone trees thing came rolling through? Do you remember who didn't say anything about mountains being silicone trees? This guy. In fact, I don't even like bringing it up now because I think it's stupid. Do some mountains kind of look like tree stumps? Maybe, yeah, but a lot of stuff looks like a lot of stuff, and you can't prove that that's what it is. So why even bring it up, right? So, and then I always ask questions like, okay, if that's a giant tree stump, then where's the top half of the tree? You know, the 90% of the rest of the tree? Did giants cut the trees down and take them over the ice wall? See how stupid it gets real fast? Did Paul Bunyan cut down the giant trees with his big blue ox babe and take them away to the next earth pond, and that's where all the trees went, but they just left the stumps behind? And what did they use to cut down those massive silicone? It's just, that's why I never got into it until just now. And I don't like getting into all these crazy quasi-theories that we can't prove, and that's why I always just say maybe, or if, or you might run into an ice wall, or it might be water and land forever. So you're not gonna pin me on any one thing. And there's a lot of trolls trying to do that. The trolls came after me hard after making that testing globetards video about CHL. Right? They came after me and they're like, oh, you don't have a map of your own. And they're mad that I just said, yeah, dude, I don't know what it looks like. They can't get you if you just admit, hey, I don't know what it looks like. I haven't been up that high to see it. And even if I got that high, you still wouldn't be able to see all the continents in their true shape in an ice wall. You'd be up too high. There'd be clouds and shit in your way. It would just haze out your view. That's why you get cartoon maps. That's why everyone who makes a map has been arguing over what it looks like, except those of you who just accept Google Earth as your end-all be-all. Wow, so that was a rant and a half. Anyway, this is the Flat Earth Asshole, and I'm the real deal. And as this thing gets weirder and weirder, and whether the truth is supposed to come out on purpose, and whether they're going to mix lies with the truth and control this movement, and to what level, I don't know. But I'm going to try to keep my eye on it and do my best to expose it and be as honest and open with my audience as possible. So I want to thank all my subs who've stuck with me to this point, and if they unsub you from my channel, which they have been doing, resub, click the little bell, re-like the videos, do what you got to do to stay up and on the Flat Earth Asshole channel, because I'm going to be bringing it for real. I'm going to even make a more detailed version of some advanced Flat Earth theories as far as what the Earth could be, because so far we're just being handed a map, dome, some other Earth pawns, circle sun. We're being handed all this stuff, and sometimes we have to use our minds and imagine what else it could be besides that. And I think I'm gonna do a video where I just go over all these other possibilities of what it could be besides the popular stuff we always see, which should be interesting. So, until next time, did we get caught up in Flat Earth Society Phase 2?